And I just work like that and people like it. So it's not a deliberate effort, but what happens, which is very natural, when an image is created and you start feeling and you start reading and you start being told, okay, that was good, that was good, that was good. It starts hammering inside you and you say, okay, if that was good, okay, I'll keep it up, keep it on, let it be there. So why change it? Why do something which people don't like? As simple as that. But again I say, maybe this was the personality that people liked. I'm not a good dancer. I know I'm not a good dancer, but I manage in my songs because it comes from within. I manage a certain rhythm. I work with my mind. It's liked by people.
Which dance did you find very difficult?
I don't know. I don't dance. But I do dance sometimes when I'm taken on the floors. I just manage. But I hate to be observed because I'm not a good dancer. But I manage in my shot because basically being an actor and having a little sense of rhythm and of good music. If you're with the shot, you're with the shot. It can't go wrong.
Which dance did you like yourself in?
It's difficult to recall the songs and the dances, but I think most of the romantic songs of the late 50s and the 60s and the early 70s were sung by me. And there never used to be a film without songs, 4 or 5 songs given to me. And all my directors used to insist, Dave, you come and have a sitting with the music director and pick your own song, own tune. I would not like to sing a song which I don't like. I'd like to sing a song which I like. Then I'll be able to project better. Because psychological.
Like, do you remember Jab Pyar Kisi Se Hota Hai? How did you do the title song?
Yes, Nasir Hussain came and I used to sit with Shankar Jaikishan and he said, this is the tune composed for you. They used to enthuse me. I said, yes. All songs were approved by me before the picturization. I used to love them and I said, okay. They used to bring the cassette to me and I used to remember them and then go on the sets.
So could you talk about this title song? How did you move to it? Jab Pyar Kisi Se Hota Hai.
I just gave the shots the way the shots had to be given. They just place the camera and you know the mood and you go with the mood. I can't recreate, that's a fact. There are a lot of people who can recreate their own things. There are a lot of people who say, look, you give me a scene from Jewel Thief or you give me a scene from Hare Ram Hare Krishna or you perform a scene from The Guide. I can't do it. I don't remember. Why should I remember? Because it's happened. I don't want to repeat it. Believe me, I don't remember a single sentence that I've spoken, but the world remembers, and that's how it should be. Because when history is written by people, it's written by people, not by the people themselves. Unless, of course, one day when I sit down and say, look, enough, and I want to write my autobiography, and I look backwards, look into my diaries for the last 40, 45 years. And I do at a lot of times think, I think I had a very rich life that I've lived. I could write lots of beautiful things about lots of people. And 40, 45 years of span is a hell of a span for a man who's a thinking man who's traveled all over the world and met a lot of people from all walks of life in all parts of the world. But I don't think I'll ever sit back. I'll be going on and on, making films. But that time will never come. Though I think it should come. Should go down to, because I think I'm very lucky because I think whether it was America or Europe or England or Russia or Soviet Union or India or wherever I go, tremendous experiences that I carry with me.
Okay, your special smile, there's a slight gap in your teeth.
2 gaps. Two gaps which my first studio was conscious of, Prabhat. So they gave me a fill-in and I used to speak with those 2 fill-ins and it didn't work. I used to feel very, very awkward. I gave it up. So I told them, I said, look, if they have to like me, they like me with this. If they don't like me, I don't care. I'll see that they like me. They like me. It just happened.
What about this image of the urban sophisticate, the debonair man? Did you enjoy doing this?
Well, I think I am that man. I'm basically a city-bred man. I'm not ashamed of it. I come from a small town in Gurdaspur. It's not a village. Though my village is Garota, which is in Gurdaspur district, but I was not born there. I was brought up in a girls' school. I did my 5th class in a girls' school. I was in an English convent in Dalhousie. I was in Lahore Government College, and I am an English honors graduate, and I'm sophisticated enough to be called a modern man, and I'm proud of it. I think the whole country it should be modern. India should be a people of modern people. We should go into, when your Prime Minister talks of the 21st century, I think the people of this country must go into the 21st century. Why shouldn't people be wearing jeans and going to work? They look more smart. Just because you're a political leader, you were wearing a Gandhi cap? Why? You're towing somebody else's line? You're not leading. You should lead when you're a leader. And fashion and model the nation after what you think is right.
So did you ever play a rustic?
I don't think I have when I'm given a chance. Then I'll make an effort to look like a rustic. But I rather opt not to play it because it's an effort.
But you did Insaniyat, right? As
Yes,
a
and I was
rustic?
very uncomfortable. In Insaniyat, I was very uncomfortable because because I used to go to Madras, land up there and go to the Gemini studios and meet Mr. Boston. They would give me the scenes to perform. And I was given those costumes. I did them happily because I never, once I take up some work, I never grumble because work is work and duty is duty. I think from that point of view, a very fine soldier. When I motivate my mind, I just go ahead and just say, hey, let's make the best of it. But I don't think it suited me, and I never went there again because I think it is not my temperament. Because if you do something which is your temperament and your personality, half the battle is won. Otherwise, it's a put on mostly. And I think I'm a natural actor. And since I have had the opportunities of performing in my own natural way, so why should I go out of my way to prove what and to who? And who is the best critic? Nobody. People vary in their opinions, man to man, woman to woman. Nobody is a judge. Everybody can be judged as long as you're there. The point is, you should be there. That's what matters. And what holds good now will not hold good tomorrow. And what will hold good tomorrow may not hold good day after tomorrow. What held good yesterday does not hold good today. So there's no use saying such and such film flopped, we should not make such a film. Maybe maybe a little comma was different. Maybe an underlined sentence was a little different. Maybe a little accent was on the wrong side. So it's no use analyzing.
How did you vibe so well with S.D. Burman? He gave you a film special music.
He was a great composer. He was a great singer. He was a great composer. He came from a basic background of music. Most of our music directors today, they have been born in the cult of popular pop music because they have heard in their own homes, and they have got some tunes in their brains, and they become composers. But he came from a classical mold, and he was a very sweet, melodious composer. I think Bengalis are very, very melodious in music. S.D. Burman had the tremendous richness of Bengal music, of Manipur music. And then I think we worked hard on music. Because I basically feel if you have to have music in movies, music must be strong, otherwise you should not have music. Music tends to hold the story. But music, if it is in the film, it not only must not hold the story, it must take the story forward and must be so melodious, so enchanting, and must be so beautifully picturized that people must want to come and see it again. Otherwise there's no point in having music. Music means a repeat value. Therefore, a lot of emphasis must be given on music. And I think in Navketan, especially me, I have a lot of sittings with the music directors. I go to Bhappilari at 11:30 at night. At 11:30 at night, at 2 o'clock in the morning, we are just listening to him. Same with S.D. Burman, same with R.D. Burman. Because unless you are working hard on music, it's no use having music in the films.
Which song did S.D. do for you first? Do you remember it?
I did a very bad picture in my early career with Suraiya called a film called Vidya, which I did not like myself. That was the first time I met him. He was doing the music. But I built a rapport with him during the time. And then we brought him in Afsa, Bazi, in all other pictures. I mean, there was no music without him. Then his assistant called Jayadev, we gave him a break in Hum Dono. Then we brought in Ali Akbar Khan, the famous sarod player. Then R.D. Burman came because Dada Burman did not want to do Hare Rama because he thought there was an angle of the sister and brother getting involved. Incest. I said no, I didn't agree with him. So I revolted. I said, if you think that way about my story, well, Dada, don't do the music. So R.D. Burman did the music, and he did fantastic music.
Would you like to remember a couple of memorable songs of S.D. for you?
All the songs.
Name a couple so we can build an excerpt
You see,
around it.
I have always told people that in 1957, 3 films of SD were released, one after the other. And all the 3 films and all the 6 songs of each film were super films. One was Pyasa, Gurudas. Second was Naudo Gyara of Navketan. And the third was Paying Guest of Filmistan. Great music, by any standards. Pick all 18 songs and let anybody hear those 18 songs, and everybody should say with one voice, this was the best music composed by any music director. Melody. Now music means melody. Music has natural rhythm. You can always create rhythm in music. It's up to you how many drums you want to use and how, what sort of beat. But unless music has melody, music is not music. So music must be melodious to begin with. It must have a melodious strain, and then you can pair it up with any rhythm that you want.
How did you use Talat Mahmood for Jaye To Jaye Kahan and Taxi
He
Driver?
was popular those days, and because it was Talat Mahmood was a famous ghazal singer, and he was popular, and Dada thought that that particular song would suit well with his voice. We took him, and I remember, I think most of my songs, which were melodious songs and not necessarily ghazals, were sung by Kishore Kumar, and the ghazali type of songs were sung by Rafi. And I used Rafi's voice, I used Kishore's voice. I also used Hemant Kumar's voice, which was very, very melodious, in a film called Jal, again S.D. Burman, and in House 44. But Kishore bore the major brunt. In fact, Kishore meant Dev, and Kishore meant Dev, and vice versa. And he never used to sing for anybody else, even when he became a big star.
Do you remember the
Because he acted while he sang, and that makes a difference. I mean, if you sing a song, and when you sing a song for the film, you should know what situation it is. It's not just a song. It's got to be acted out by somebody. It must have that feeling.
Do you remember Jaye To Jaye Kahan, photographed on a lonely road? What kind of a mood did you want?
It was a very sad, reflective situation. He was thinking of his beloved, and I remember we shot it in one day. We shot it on the beach outside Chetan's house, and Taxi Driver was shot in a very shoestring budget because we ran short of money, and we had no money, and we finished in 27 days. We used to wake up early morning at 4 o'clock, go on location 5 o'clock, shoot the whole thing by 1 o'clock, come back. It was a super duper hit.
Do you remember the song?
Jaye To Jaye Kahan?
Could you hum it for us, maybe?
I don't think so, because
What about "Ae Meri Topi Palat Kiya," Kishore's? Could you hum that? A little bar.
I think humming is tough. I do hum sometimes. I hum to myself, but I wouldn't like, because I think we're on a different plane at this moment.
Okay.
The wavelength is different. I could, if you give me a few seconds, but that'll bore the audience if I just
That we can cut out.
Yeah.
Do you want to wait?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
What about Khoya Khoya Chand? Do you
Yes,
like that song?
Khoya Khoya Chand was very fantastic. Again, a very popular hit. And Dada composed it beautifully, and it shot in Ooty, and Goldie picturized it. All the songs, I think in fact, I often thought to myself, I'll get hold of all 25 motion pictures of Navketan, collect them, make them into a very beautiful story, and weave it into an acceptable story, give all the songs in a cassette to the world. A lot of people haven't heard that music. That music, super music. Because good music never dies. Like good things never die. It may run out of fashion, but comes back again.
How was Ae Meri Topi picturized? What was the idea behind it? Do you remember?
It was a loony. This character was a loony, and his Ae Meri Topi Palat Kiya, this character was a loony, and he's going in the road sign, and his cap flies off. His cap flies off, and he follows the cap, and he starts singing it. And I think I enjoyed singing it. In fact, a very interesting story. We were in Karlovy Vary festival, and we were coming back from Karlovy Vary. We're driving back to Prague. On our way back to the festival was over, and in the bus, a lot of film delegates, and they were all singing the national anthems Of course, we also sang a national anthem. But again, I said, it was very comic ball rolling. I said, look, I'll sing another national anthem of my country. And I sang Meri Topi Palat Gaya, and everybody started singing with it. Very fine notes.
Would you like to remember Bazi, Barish, CID? What do you think made them work? Bazi, Barish, CID.
CID, music, and the angle of the inspector, and the lovability of the character. Bazi, Barish, a lovable tramp, a good-hearted, lovable tramp, a bit of naughtiness in him, unemployed, but deserves and doesn't get it. And if he deserves and doesn't get it and radiates his charm all over the world, people like him, even if he's little naughty at times, but he's well-meaning, and the world identifies itself with those characters because they form the majority. The have-not, the underdog. When you portray a good-hearted underdog, chances are that a film will run, because the majority of people in the world are underdogs. They side with the underdog. Power, popularity, very few people. Sometimes people start hating them because they are not the same. That's in all walks of life.
But in crime thrillers, it was the underdog fighting plus music plus romance. What were the ingredients that made a crime thriller work then?
Same thing, basic character. The basic character. The basic character becomes so lovable that people want to see him again and again. And if it's paired with good music, music is very important. I think good music is very important for any action picture. Just action does not run. Action without any context has no meaning, no matter how many blows you give to the opponent. And for that matter, I think if the right doses of romance and music and action and a believable and a good screenplay, chances are that you will not lose.
What about the song in Hum Dono Main Dhuein Mein Udata Chala
Very
Gaya?
good again.
Could you talk about that?
Yes, because I think the philosophy behind the song was appreciated. And Sahir was a great writer. Sahir, the greatest quality of Sahir was he was simple, but he was three-dimensional in simplicity. And that's great writing. He was not verbose in his lyrics. You didn't have Sahir Ludhianvi was his simplicity of words plus the depth of meaning behind it. That was Sahir Ludhianvi. He would not give a song unless he was satisfied. He would just say, please give me 2 more days, I'm not yet satisfied with the song. And once he brought the song, we were all satisfied because he was himself satisfied. And that became a great team with S.T. Burman and Sahir Ludhianvi and Navketan. But then again, clash of egos. When you have become popular and S.T. Burman and Sahir Ludhianvi, now who's responsible for that popularity? Whether it's S.T. Burman or Sahir Ludhianvi, there was a clash and they parted.
Could you talk about this song's name and tell us how it was picturized? I mean, how much did you have to smoke through that song?
Not much, because we didn't have many retakes on that. I enjoyed singing it. When I enjoyed singing it, I didn't have many retakes. And Har Fikr Ko Dhuein Mein Udata Chala Gaya, that was a song. I think even now when it's played on the radio or on any cassette, I think people love it. Because the basic philosophy is the philosophy that people love to live in. You know, hell with the world, as long as you're happy. Who bothers? That's an attitude that people admire.
Was the music much better then?
It was simple. It was not very intricate. There was less of rhythm, more of melody. But today there's heavy orchestra and there's more of noise because people have got used to it. They're more of group dances, and because it's you have violence in the pictures. The violence, you have to have heaviness. But basically, the music is the same. The notes are the same. You drop music from the same 7 notes. The only difference is in the orchestration.